So I actually want to pull up quick a fact check that I think it was PolitiFact. They love to fact check us.
Yes.
There's I believe we have it, a picture of a fact check from August or September 2020. Let's put that up on the screen about Kyle Rittenhouse and whether he could possess a gun in Kenosha without parental supervision. So PolitiFact says it is false that at 17 years old, Kyle Rittenhouse is perfectly legal to possess a AR-15. This got completely blown up today. And, well, first off, the prosecutor in the Rittenhouse case, it feels like the guy went to Twitter law school. I mean, he just, he is constantly losing. He has hinged his entire case on blurry images, blurry drone videos where you literally can't see anything that's happening. He's condescending to the jury. He's slimy. I mean, there's nothing likable about him. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
The state, the prosecutor, completely got wrong the gun possession charge for Kyle Rittenhouse. In fact, the judge threw it out today. And Will Chamberlain, he is a conservative lawyer. His content's really great. He laid it out last year that Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent on this gun charge. 15 months ago. Yeah. He called it. And that's why he said whoops to that PolitiFact, because they really got it wrong. Shocker. The fact checking has got to be just like one of the most just slimy careers.
90% of the time, it's all about semantics.
Yes.
How can we catch them on a word or something like that?
Yeah. So Wisconsin law says that any person under 18 years of age who is armed with a dangerous weapon is guilty of a misdemeanor. With that said, there are multiple exceptions to that law, and one of them applies to Kyle Rittenhouse. And one of them deals with the length of the barrel. So it is only illegal for him to possess that gun if the length of the barrel qualifies it to be a sawed-off shotgun or rifle.
Yep.
Well, they pulled out a ruler today. I mean, I can't believe they're just doing this now. Who would have thought, maybe we should check. Maybe we should look up how long the barrel is on an AR-15 before we charge him with this.
Yeah.
These people are stupid. They're not smart.
Yeah.
How foolish do you look to charge someone with something without even looking at the facts of the case or the law? I mean, and so they pulled it out. It turns out that the rifle was in the legal length, and Kyle Rittenhouse was perfectly legal to be possessing that firearm. He did nothing wrong that night by possessing the firearm, which just looks so terrible for the prosecution in front of the jury.
Yeah. And another point that they're trying to nail him on, I was watching CNN and their legal analyst said this, is that what that legal analyst was saying was, you need a hunter's permit if you need to be licensed to hunt. There is something in the law that says, you need to, it can't be sawed off. And then secondly, if you're 16 or 17, you can have it if you're hunting, as long as you have a license to hunt. It's if you're hunting. If you're using the gun for other reasons that don't have anything to do with hunting, then you probably don't need a hunting license.
No, you
don't. The law makes that clear. So they continue to play these kind of semantical games trying to catch us, and we're not fooled anymore.
Well, and it goes back to how the media decided the case before it ever went to trial or any facts came out. I mean, these people were fact-checking claims about Rittenhouse before, there were even charges brought against him or anything. They just decided, nope, he broke the law. We've decided those are the facts. What the court has to say does not matter. And this is the problem I have with fact checkers and left-wing media. They are corrupt. They don't care about the facts. I mean, we see this all the time in cases. I mean, even with, I know Derek Chauvin was convicted of murder, but still they decided that case too before the courts even had a chance to examine it. This is what the left does. They don't care about the law. So it's super problematic. I think there's and this is just my opinion maybe, but there's an overall attack here by this prosecutor, and it's the message that The Second Amendment is not good. Self-defense is not okay. I mean, that's really the overall, in addition to protecting BLM and that narrative, there's this really underlying tone of like self-defense is bad, the Second Amendment is bad, guns are bad. By the way, the prosecutor should not be handling guns. He aimed a gun with his finger on the trigger at the courtroom. It's like basic gun safety. You don't do that. But that guy wants to lecture the jury on gun laws and whether Kyle Rittenhouse committed the crime. Stupid. But anyways.
But yeah, it's self-defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting that you bring up the media and how little they care about the facts. I feel like I'm going to sound like an old man a little bit here.
That's okay.
But what happens these days is that
these days,
the media will...
These days, you're already sounding like one. Yeah.
The media will put something out there.
Yeah.
It'll get circulated on Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever the youngins use these days. You know what I'm saying? And it will start to be considered fact. For example, Kyle Rittenhouse was criminally possessing this gun, or he drove across state lines because he just wanted to kill people. These things that are not true, or at the very least lack context, and they start to be circulated. They start to be sent around by everyone. And then like people who don't even know about this case or about politics, like being an employee here, I'll have my friends who are not as into politics, and they'll talk to me and they'll say, well, I heard that Kyle Rittenhouse was this and this and this. It's like, just because you say these things, it may come out later that they're not true, but it's too late. Like people already have these assumptions now that have been made based on what the media said. And even if they go back and amend it later, it's too late.
It's not to get too far off track, but that was exactly what happened with the whole Breonna Taylor case.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my, she was sleeping and cops came in and shot her just for no reason. Turns out she was awake. She was staying in a hallway. Her boyfriend was with her. He shot at police, and then they returned fire. But, you know, nobody knows that. People still think she was asleep when she was shot.
Yes, they do. That's the narrative.
And people still think Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer.
You should see, I mean, some of the headlines that just come out of the trial. It's like the media watched a completely different trial than what we've been watching this whole time. I mean, it's just stunning. It's like they ignore everything that the defense says that is very convincing, and they just prop up the prosecution's really thin case. It's super frustrating.
Yeah.